on. Welcome in, everybody, for an exciting finish to RLSS here in season 4. Joining me in the booth here tonight, I got the one and only, the magnificent, the sportiest man of all of Twitch. Welcome in, Sporty FC.
Yeah, man, you got the two OG casters here together, and what a great way to end the evening. We just got confirmation earlier of our other two grand finals matches. We might as well tell you all about them for the Riptide Cup. Unknown Academy, Affinity Prospects going to Game 7, where it was Affinity who took the win. And then after that, the match that I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to, that one the closest on paper, and that was on Zen's, on Zen's stream was New Age Octanes. First 35 team not found. That also going to Game 7, where a dominant showing from New Age Octanes closed out the season. And that is their win. And now we've got one more finalist to crown here for the Tsunami Cup Grand Finals. Fifth Corner Esports, Team Evo.
Man, oh man. Dude, it's been a hot lineup all playoffs long. I have been saying Season 4 was lined up to be one of the strongest performances we were going to see here in RLSS so far. And it did nothing but exceed expectations. Man, oh man, Affinity taking the dub in Game 7. Big performance. They stepped up in a big way to be able to seal the deal. And the same thing goes out to New Age Octanes. They had a tough opponent. An opponent that only took one game loss all season long. And they went all the way to the grand finals just to get stumped in Game 7 against a solid team. We've all seen New Age Octanes. If you watch RL at this level, you've seen them everywhere. They participate in just about every league that I think I can think of at the top of my head. And they are a top qualifier, if not winning it in a lot of those. So it was exciting to see them go toe-to-toe and battle it out, man. And to see 2 Game 7s as a league owner, that's exactly what I want to see. You know, being able to have that type of competition here at RLSS is amazing. And tonight it gets even better, man. We got 5C, Fifth Corner Esports taking on Team Evo, and there's some history here. There's some players on both teams. They've played together before. Fifth Corner Esports, undefeated right now, Sporty. They haven't dropped a game, man. These guys are dominating in the Tsunami Cup, and they've got Team Evo on the other side, who are no slouch by any means, and they're on a Cinderella story run so far, and now they find themselves toe-to-toe with the giant. It's the David versus Goliath scenario, and Team Evo have got to slow these guys down. Who are you watching? What are you watching? What do you think Team Evo needs to bring to the board to be able to take these guys out?
Well, we'll start with the who. Who are we watching? Fifth Corner Esports Team Evo. And really, specifically, the players I want to see playing here tonight, too. I've heard it from a lot of people about Red Snow being the scariest player in this Tsunami Cup. He's a 1v1 masterclass. He's a 1v1 legend, and he knows what he's doing when he has the ball at his fingertips. On side of Team Evo, I want to see Enzo. He's been talking a lot of smack last night. I was able to get into a voice call with him, and, I'm not going to say what he said, but I am going to say he was confident in his team's performance tonight, and I would love to see if Enzo can prove it on the field. It's one thing to talk a lot about your match. It's another thing to actually get here and do it. Team Evo, though, they have a reason to talk. They've had a long run in this thing. They did not have a great regular season. 4-3 record. A lot of forfeit losses. In fact, if I remember, 5 of their games were forfeits, whether they be wins or losses. 5 of their games were forfeits. It was a weird season for them, but getting to the playoffs, things kind of cooled down. They had 3 straight rounds of action. A 4-2 over Affinity Reborn, 4-2 over Rick Rollers, 4-3 over Unknown Esports yesterday, and now against Fifth Corner Esports. This is their toughest match yet against a team that hasn't dropped the series and hasn't lost at all. A team that seems to be untouchable.
And, a big thing, I spoke to this yesterday with some people off stream, and that is a thing that I really think makes 5C so strong is they've got a player who's dominant in ones. They've got a player who's dominant in twos. They've got a team that is a player that is dominant in threes, and they have found a way to really take that and just encompass it on everything they do on this field. I mean, they're not afraid to pass the ball. They got a twos player Noriko, who looks for his teammates. He's constantly looking for setups. They've got Pico, who is used to be a top 100 in threes. I mean, this kid can play some Rocket League. He's a sound player on all facets. He knows what's needed of him. And then the third player, Red Snow, the player everybody's so scared of, and it's because of his one skill. This dude is a mechanical demon. When he gets comfortable, he gets scary, and Team Evo has got to find a way to shut these guys down. And falling short isn't going to be anything to hang your head on. Nobody has been able to shut these guys down all season long, and here they are standing toe-to-toe with the big dogs, and it's time to step up. We're in the grand finals. We've seen magic happen here in RLSS before, and I'm excited to see if it can happen once again.
Well, you mentioned 5C, but I think everybody expected this out of Five Corner Esports. Again, the quarterfinals was the last matchup that really felt difficult for them, a 4-2 win over Rift Esports. And then they came to the semifinals, and they dominated. 4-0 sweep over Unknown Aurora. It was not even close. But on the side of Team Evo, I mentioned how you gotta watch for Enzo. You also gotta watch out for Nitsua and Nizzle, those other two players. Those guys have been teammates for a while. Those guys link up on so many plays. These guys, again, it's the N team, I guess you could call it, if you want to call them. The N duo here, Nitsua and Nizzle. And again, they always work together so incredibly well. But we're going to have to see them kind of put it all together here. Nitsua, Nizzle, Enzo. It's going to be a real team effort to take down Fifth Corner Esports because, again, as you said, untouchable. These guys at Fifth Corner have not been beaten. And a lot of people maybe even expect that coming into this point. And now that they're at the grand finals, kind of having walked through their semifinals opponents, we'll see if Team Evo can do it, because, again, this is a Cinderella story for them. And, again, the fact that they are underdogs might help them out here in this situation, but, well, I mean, they only have their eyes on one thing, and that is the championship.
Yeah, and you've got to keep your vision on that. It's a best of 7. In the regular season, it's a best of 5. You make mistakes, you've got a little bit of time to kind of capitalize and bounce back. And here in a best of 7, you've got even more time. You even have a tactical timeout. So things like this really need to be all-encompassing for Team Evo. Don't let the mistakes hang on you. You remember, a big thing I talk about is, it's 5 minutes a game even. Let's not even talk about the whole series. When you talk about just one game, that first 230 might not go your way. You could be down 3 goals. The same thing, the script could flip in the second 230. You have to be able to kind of shrug that stuff off your shoulders and be able to drive through. And I think if Team Evo can do that, I mean, they are familiar with this talent. Enzo has said that he's been here. He's been playing against this type of talent before. And I love the ego, man. I love to see a guy like that who they're getting the wins, man. They're writing the Cinderella story. They're writing the chapter book. And those chapters have gotten them here. And now we're in the final chapter of their book, man. And it's the biggest chapter of all, where everything unfolds. That gasping moment, if you will. And they've got to do it against a tough squad. And this was a team, you could ask Curio if he's in chat. I have told him that this team was a team that I think would surprise a lot of people. Team Evo had the potential to really bring some energy that I don't think everybody was really ready for. I've seen them in their best. I've watched them kind of outside of RLSS and kind of did my homework. And I was like, man, if these guys come to play, this is a team that you got to be careful of. And here they are in the grand finals going against the 3 horsemen, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing about this. Again, it's Team Evo, and you look at them and you go, well, that's a really good team. No surprise they're here. And you look at Fifth Corner Esports and you go, well, what in the world is this? And that's the problem with this. It's a tough prediction. Sure, Fifth Corner Esports might be the heavy favorites, but in the grand finals, there are no wrong predictions. Anything can happen. There might be a more likely candidate to win. There might be more likely candidates to watch out for, and people that could get those MVP awards by the end of the season. And we will be having one for this finals itself. So, again, it's been a long season for both these teams. It's been a lot of action. Again, Team Evo had a rough regular season, tons of forfeits. It wasn't really they really couldn't show off what they're good at. Fifth Corner Esports on the other side, they played from week 2 and on. They had a match every single week, and they have been so strong. They've only gone to championship twice, and that was against HSG Ascension and Aura, and that was it. And they won both those matches. Going into the playoffs, they had a tough time with Rift Esports, but a lot of people said, well, that's supposed to be a close match. Team Evo, maybe not predicted to keep up with them, and I would argue against that notion. Sure, they might come in as a 4-3 team, an outsider to the top echelon, but I wouldn't count Team Evo out.
Not even a little bit. I mean, last night against Unknown Esports, that roster is solid. I see you, Sam. But the big thing that I want to talk about is that's a huge step up for that roster. Unknown Esports was Unknown Aurora last season, and they won it in Surge. All 3 members, they split into 2 teams in the Tsunami Cup, but all 3 of those players leveled up. They got GC3, and now here they are in the Tsunami Cup, and they made it all the way to the semifinals, both of them on both ends of the bracket. So they have got talent, and Cyberg and Juicyberg are a dangerous duo, man. Seeing them on the field, it's a scary thing to go up against. To be able to have to deal with that is no easy task. And Team Evo held in, man, went all the way to Game 7, and it was a nail-biter. I mean, I want to say probably one of the closest battles we've seen from start to finish. It was really a one-point game all the way through, man. I mean, these guys were really going at it. And it was really, really awesome of a series. And it's crazy to think that was only a semifinals. And Team Evo got the victory. And, that the hardest part is that challenge doesn't stop. It's only going to get harder. And they've got to step it up even more. They got to step into that batter's box, get into their stance, man, and get ready to crank them out of the park, because 5C Esports is not going to give them an easy road.
No, 5C is going to make this as tough as possible. As, again, I mean, we're just... and also something to add as well, we've got timeouts, tactical timeouts. You've seen them already used today if you've been, watching the streams, which you should have been watching the streams with, earlier with Anthony Malum and Zenzivo. They've got tactical timeouts. Both teams have one, and how these timeouts will work, I know they haven't really used them all this season, but they have them for the finals. The way that they work is, if they're in a tough situation, in the rough spot in this best of 7, they can call it, and they can add an extra minute that it's in between games, meaning they'll have 2 minutes to tactically talk, to sort of reset momentum, sort of get a new game plan going. And for both these teams, realistically, they don't want to use them, but there's a good chance they're going to have to. These teams are going to have to use those tactical timeouts quite, thoughtfully, because those timeouts, as we've seen before, do change the outcome of series. They've done it before. They will always do it. We even saw it today. Teams using tactical timeouts to try to give them advantages and to really use them to great effect. So again, both these teams have that. It's kind of a secret weapon of both of them to use that timeouts. We'll see when they use them and how they use them.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big thing is, being able to shrug those mistakes off your shoulders, be able to keep pushing forward, and then on top of that, using your timeouts effectively, being able to kind of get yourself in the right state of mind to be able to take on a team like 5C. And that could be a difference maker. I mean, slowing down any momentum that you can is going to be a huge, huge factor. So I cannot wait to see this thing pop off. Sporty, I don't know how you're feeling, but it looks like these players may be ready to go as well. You might be able to give them just a couple of more minutes here, and then we might have to kick this thing off.
Yeah, if you guys are wondering what we're doing here, we're waiting until Zen0 can raid over. We want to make sure that they don't miss game 1, but yeah, I don't know. They're having a long post-game interview here, but again, we're waiting on them here. We'll let you all know what happens, but again, we're waiting on Zen0 to get a raid over here, and so we can get all of these extra RLSS fans. I know that there's a lot of them on his stream that would love to see this series. Again, all splash, no wake, or between me and Tommy, we're kings wear buckets. Love that slogan. I don't know why we got rid of it. But again, I'm excited for this one here, and again, this will be an exciting one. Again, I know that these guys are really wanting to play, and again, I know we really want to see them play. I think we're about ready to get things started, because I think Zen0 is ending his stream right now, so man, it's going to be quite a matchup. I'm excited, Tommy. Really, I'm shaking. This is a tense moment.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's always exciting to see 5C play and to know there's some history between them and Team Evo. To know that Team Evo's on their Cinderella run, and they've taken down some big dogs already. And I'm excited to see how they handle this roster. And if they can really put up a fight, this could be something quite scary. And, Tommy B, I love some Game 7 OT. So if we go to Game 7 OT, I am going to be absolutely happy, man. To know that we are going to be doing that is going to be crazy. Yeah, I don't believe Zen is going to end up raiding. I think he got hit with a couple of show matches that he's going to be handling.
Oh, he's got that going? Well, again, hopefully he's at least, allowed those people to come over here. But let's get things started, I think. Let's get to the grand finals. I'm antsy right now, and I think these players are too. Let's get right into it. A whole season, Season 4, comes to now. On one side, a team that has never lost, has never dropped a series, and has never looked behind. On the other, a Cinderella story that will see its final chapter tonight. Fifth Corner Esports, Team Evo, one best of 7, one champion crowned.
Here we go, kickoff underway, and Red Snow's flying high early. Enzo on an early challenge. Orko back to the backboard. Good play here from Nizzle. Nitsua looking to challenge off the crossbar. And a close attempt here. Kick things off for fifth quarter Esports. The defense does prevail, but the pressure not ending. 5CE off to a crazy strong start to get things underway.
Woo! Comes Rico, usually the one assisting his teammates, but on this play, he scores. And fifth corner Esports, if this is your first time seeing them, promise me this is what they've been doing all season long. Evo out-pressured, outplayed here in the first 30 seconds.
Big opening for 5CE, and doing what they do best is they really love setting the tempo and making teams have to play to what they do best, and that's playing fast and that's playing consistent. And you're going to need to bring that same exact tension out onto the field if you want to hang with the big dogs. 5CE trying to get this cleared. Nitsua to the backboard. Nice touch here from Norco. Plays it to the corner. It's not over yet. Into the box. Red Snow there for the clear out to the midfield line. 5CE stay alive long enough to keep this one at bay. Team Evo looking to kind of get some offense going, as a couple of good opportunities so far, but the defense, they stay so composed, Morty. It's unreal to just see how confident these guys seem in the midst of chaos.
Call them your generic fast team. They're not going to play fast just for the sake of playing fast. This is a team that likes to stay composed, that likes to take their time. They know they have that pressure. They know that other teams fear these guys, and for very good reason. Oh, what a shot from Snow! 5C stake their claim to game one early.
My, oh my, and there's that one's mentality. Just gets a beautiful touch to the far side corner. Red Snow going to give him a 2-point lead. We are just getting things started here in RLSS Season 4. Welcome to the Tsunami Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Grand Finals. And if this is your first time getting a glimpse at this roster from Fifth Corner Esports, man, oh man, they have been doing this all season long. And so far, no team has been able to slow them down. But Enzo gets some love from the crossbar with no boost left in the tank. Is able to put this one away.
Watch out for Enzo. He's lighting a fire under his team for a reason. This guy, he's confident. He loves what this is. He told me last night his team's got this in the bag. And, well, with shooting like that, maybe there's reason to think so. Enzo putting one in for Team Evo. That 0 goals now becomes 1. Fifth Corner Esports. Do they have a response? Peek off the back wall. In front for Enzo. And it goes in the bottom corner. 5 Corner Esports respond.
And a big play. And Pika, we talked about him being a top player in the threes department, and he's delivered the pass to Kobob last season to get the victory, and doing so again as they now take another 2-point lead here early on. And something that we've talked about is you've got to be able to shake these things off. And at this level of play, your mentality is just as strong as your skill set. And at the end of the day, these players are all in the same realm of competitive rank, and you've got to be able to kind of stand in the dogfight. And right now, this is going to be one of the toughest dogfights for Team Evo, and they're trying to make everything they can of it here early on. Nice touch here from Norco. Looked like a scary triple commit there, but it ends up panning out. Now the shot to the net. Oh my goodness. The transition offense for Fifth Corner Esports is something to cower at.
Goal for Nitsua! A mistake from Red Snow. Usually he's so good at cleaning up those kind of plays, but he was left on a 3v1, and that's just not the touch he needs. He's trying to find that bottom, that corner away from his net. He instead hits it the wrong direction. A mistake for a usually very solid 1v1 player. And that is Team Evo, who are slowly but surely kind of sneaking behind the defense and taking advantage of every chance they get. For a team that has only had 5 shots this game, they've scored 2. And it will be up to Fifth Corner Esports again. Can they make that response? Can they add another? We've seen this team, when they get scored on, then it doesn't take them too long to find an answer. And I wouldn't be surprised if they've got something cooking in the background.
And that early play, I love to see them kind of answer back quickly. And I think that's exactly what they needed to do. And they need to stay toe-to-toe with these guys. And it's going to be tough to be able to do so. And right now, they are doing exactly that. And keeping that momentum, keeping this pace as they strike again. Pika giving them another 2-point lead, 133 on the clock, and so far, Fifth Corner Esports staying out in front.
And it's Fifth Corner Esports. Pika, I mean, we've heard a lot of people talk about Pika this season. When you're beside Red Snow and Noriko, it's hard to really stand out. But Pika has done more than stand out. Everybody on this roster really has done more than just stand out in a field of, players that have been so incredibly strong. It's been Pika who really has been able to kind of be the binding for this team, keep them all together, and allow this rotation to continue to succeed. Nitsua, Pika, will look for the corner. Nizzle. Oh, he's got a dribble through here. Etzno waiting, but he may be beat. What a flick in front. Enzo got to the commit, but look at this from Fifth Corner Esports. Even when all hell breaks loose, these guys still find a way to clear and find a way to go field. Red Snow's gonna make this 5. One breakthrough. Fifth Corner Esports, that's all they need to find Red Snow waiting.
Look at the touch. Beautiful redirect right underneath Nizzle. This one's gonna find its way through. They have taken a big lead here in match number 1, and tonight's best of 7. 60 seconds remain, and we've seen 3 goal differentials get bounced back, but it's a tough one. You've got to be playing just about perfect Rocket League. There's just barely enough time on the clock to be able to kind of fight out of this. And against a 5 seed team, against a team that is dominated as well as they have, I mean, it is going to be really tough here for Team Evo. Like to see them try to grab just a little bit of momentum. Keep your heads high. Try to battle back a little bit you can here and keep yourself strong. And a missed attempt there. Sue is going to find the far post. And now within 2, they've got 20 seconds left and just about 10 seconds per. Team Evo looking to attempt to tie this thing back up.
So can get involved in offense. He can really create chaos. This is a chaos-minded player. And what he's doing on the field is forcing Fifth Corner Esports to move in ways they don't really want to. They don't want to have to run away from him. And yet he's forcing them to have to do that with his, threats of bumps of whatever he's going to go for. Bumps, solo plays, running right through people, putting shots on. Evo, maybe a chance up here for Nitsua. In front for Enzo, but that's a block from Noriko. And that's game 1 over. Fifth Corner Esports will start the series well. It's Team Evo who are trying to give them a run for the money, but this is the start. They won't be happy with that defense. Couldn't hold up. And this is Fifth Corner Esports who, are looking like a team that's in real fine form.
A big performance here for 5C Esports as they take the lead and start things off with a bang. And taking a quick look at the stat lines, I mean, look at the field domination. And this is something that we've seen typically for this roster. They make the best of the little time that they have, and the field domination favoring Team Evo. But if you look, that script flips in the ball possession category. Almost 60% total ball possession for 5C, and that's what they do best. They stay calm, they stay collected, and when those moments do arise, they strike and they strike quickly. If you're not paying attention, things can quickly turn into a sudden issue for you. It looked like I might have been kicked from the lobby there for a moment. Rocket League.
Nope, that's just the game doing that. That is the game doing that. It's, don't worry, you'll reconnect. We're going into game 2 here, and yeah, Fifth Corner Esports, they're just going to look to do more of the same. That's what they've been doing all season long, and it looks like it's going to work here against Team Evo, unless Team Evo can make adjustments. I mean, they already knew they would have to make adjustments. And now, I think this is kind of the confirmation. They're going to have to make adjustments. What changes will they make, though? And I think, really, a lot of this will come down to, will that Nitsua and Nizzle connection work for them, or will we see some changes here? It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a really interesting one, as hopefully we'll get him. Hopefully we'll get you back in. Tommy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It did kick me. I'm joining back right now. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, we'll have to quickly reset then. Again, we're having some issues.
Yeah, it looks like I'm having issues connecting to the whole server. I might have to...
Oh dear, that's... we're adding more suspense here unintentionally. My apologies, guys. We'll see if we can fix these issues real quick. Let's reset that lobby here.
Oh, here we go.
You back in?
It looks like I am joining back now.
I made a new one, so try to join the new one. There you go. Again, we'll get these guys back in. Don't worry about it. We have a quick lobby reset. You're just the players who have issues with their internet. Tonight, it's the casters. That's a first.
Yeah, I don't know. That was really weird. It happened at the end there, but we're back up and running. No big issues here. And I'm excited, man. We're headed to match number 2, and we're doing things a little bit different here. You're going to be seeing a little slight different map rotation. I'm excited to kind of bring a little bit of spice here in the RLSS playoffs, and I wanted to do something a little bit differently, and we're going to see that happen here tonight as we get things underway for match number 2 in tonight's best of 7. Fifth Corner Esports out in front. Typical territory for them. They have been the team to kind of set the pace. Team Evo now needs to answer back, and they need to answer back in a big way, and we will see if they're able to do so. I'd like to see them strike first here, Sporty. If I'm a betting fan, I'd like to see Team Evo be first on the board.
Yeah, me too, and I'd like to see it come from Nitsu and Nizzle in a team play. We haven't seen enough of these guys working together. I told you, these guys can be a dangerous duo, but they need to get things started soon. It's been really a lot of Enzo, who's really been able to just get aggressive as, oh dear, that's not going to work for Enzo. Pika will put that in, and overcommits from Team Evo. And I talked about them needing aggression and chaos, but Enzo creating chaos for the wrong side.
Now you've got to watch that. Third man has to be paying attention to that back line, and Fifth Corner Esports will punish you if you're not careful. That's exactly what we just witnessed. They saw an advantage. They saw the overcommit. Threw one over the back line, and that one's going to find its way in fairly easy. Norco up to Pika, midfield. Now out in front of the box. Enzo up early. He's got some wiggle room. He's got the play, and he's going to get challenged from Norco late. That one's going to get shut down. A beautiful attempt. Oh, this one just lands. One bounce, it counts, and that one finds its way through.
I mean, really good setup from Nizzle, no questions about it, but that is usually pretty safe. Vetsno having some issues on that back line, and while it's not an easy save, you would expect someone like him to get that. Fifth Corner Esports, really, all they can do is just laugh about that and let it happen. I mean, this is a team that probably isn't too concerned right now, is almost right back at it as Pika, Noriko, infield for Vetsno. Blocked by Nitsua. Had that pass been a little further back, that would have been the lead. Back for Fifth Corner. Now Nitsua. Stopped by Pika. And Fifth Corner Esports really relying on a quick transition-based game. A lot of heavy clears down the field. Really trying to force Team Evo to have to sit further back. They don't like how close Enzo is playing to them. They want him to sit back. They want him to respect them more. But it's going to be tough to do that when Enzo knows that his chaos can work.
Yeah, and they really need to, I think, focus on some of their passing lanes on the offensive side. We've seen a couple of beautiful drop downs into the front of the net, but nothing to really kind of find its way through. And that's vision on the court. You've got to be able to pass that to a teammate and to not just nobody. They really just haven't had a shooter develop quite yet. A couple of good opportunities, not really found its way to the net. And we talked about at the end of the first match about ball possession for 5C. And that's exactly what that is being able to see your teammates, being able to pass it to them and make a play happen out of nothing. And Fifth Corner Esports known to do exactly that. And Team Evo's got to be able to challenge these passing lanes. They've got to be able to find the same passing lanes on offense. Will they be able to do so? We're about to find out here on Sovereign Heights. Game number 2 is we got a tie ball game here early. Much closer battle to kick things off here than match number 1.
For the fact that, again, that this is a 5CE team that is sitting back a little further, is trying to see if they can get some big clears upfield, some big passes to each other. Well, that's a huge miscommunication on that midfield, or multiple players jumping for the same play. But it will be 5CE who can recover as Nitsua. Flip reset, will opt to not use it as Pika now gets past that last defender. Net is open for him, but he will not be able to get past Enzo. And a miss there as well. Vetsno, again, just really classy there from that last player back. Again, using that ones mentality. This guy knows how to play a 1v1 pretty well. It's almost an overcommit from 5C. The defense not ready. Pika will keep it away from the back wall. And here comes Vetsno to shoot it downfield. That's going to go just wide, but another almost clear opportunity here is Team Evo throwing everybody upfield. They've got to be careful, though, because they've been caught out a couple times so far.
And beautiful flip reset attempt, ran out of boost. And Team Evo, they're trying to stay in the air. They're trying to stay committed to this roster from 5C, but it's a hard one to do so. They are so confident in their decision making. A shot rings out. They send 2 defenders. Vetsno cleared out to midfield. Can't get it past Enzo. Now the wraparound in the corner. Wants a shot, but that one not going to bring through. They've got to reset. They're going to do so at the midfield line. Now to Nitsua. The shot through the defense. And they've got a lead, Sporty. For the first time in the playoffs, 5CE finds themselves trailing off a beautiful passing play from Team Evo.
First lead of the series, and it comes at a beautiful time. Pass, shoot, and score. It's 2-1 with 93 seconds left, and 5C, they have struggled to get to offense, and they need it soon. Because this is Team Evo, and this is a team that, I mean, we know they can hold on to this as Nitsua bumps away. Enzo just gets enough on it. Now Noriko off the sidewall, looking for Pika. This Noriko connection hasn't really worked for them so far this series. You know, usual kind of constant for this team is just how good Noriko can be on the passes. And right now, he is being shut down by Team Evo. They're getting in the way, they're getting well in the way. And now they're forcing double commits. Nizzle, oh, that needed to be hit. Noriko, put it downfield. Pika, dunk on Nitsua. Now looking for the bump on the last one. Doink from him, in front. Redstone doesn't have it. Noriko to shoot. Nitsua blocks. Follow up from Pika. Enzo gets in the way. Team Evo, one after the other. They keep the ball out. Everybody getting involved, but Team Evo, they're not out of danger just yet. 5C again. Nitsua trying to clear it. Noriko. That's just straight to Enzo. Should be Team Evo's ball from that one, but it's Red Snow. Trying to cut through the midfield, trying to keep it alive for 5CE. Noriko. That one. Not on. And again, another heavy touch here from 5C. Just trying to get offense as Pika. Last 1 second. Oh, what a save from Nitsua. Gets up in time. Here comes Red Snow. That's off the crossbar. Again and again. They cannot find it. And again, Team Evo deny 5CE.
My goodness. A reign of terror from 5C. I mean, they just could not break that barrier. Now a quick strike. Izzo off the sidewall. Nitsua reading it well. A beautiful play right out in front. Finds that far side post, and that might be the dagger here in game number 2. Welcome to Sovereign Heights, where we leave it all on the court. They are now tying the series. I mean, this is a big match for Team Evo. They need to stay toe-to-toe with 5C, and this is exactly what we needed to see from them in a big performance as they grab and tie the series, now 1-1.
This game was how different Evo played. This is not the same team that was trying to, create chaos. Now this is Team Evo who wanted to play a little more defensively, had to play on that defense, especially at the end of that game. And it really did come to help them because Enzo sat back. He got 3 saves here for Team Evo. And then and again I said, where was Nitsua and Nizzle? Well, Nitsua got 2 goals. Nizzle got a goal and assist. Talk about a step up for those two. I need to see that Nitsua and Nizzle connection. And here it is in game 2. And look at the difference it makes.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, they're also shutting down Noriko. We talked about how effectively he is at finding his teammates. They're challenging these passing lanes, and they're interrupting 5C before they can get going. And that's what they need to do, because the more comfortable these guys get, the scarier they get. The more that Noriko can find these lanes, the more that he can find his opponents, is when things are going to get scary. Noriko being able to pass in those lanes, be able to find players like Red Snow and give him that wiggle room, give him those opportunities. And if he starts finding those, that's going to be trouble. And right now, they just can't really get it together. 5C's got to look into their playbook. They've got to be able to find something that's going to break the ice for them and get back to that winning formula that we've seen so heavily on the offensive side of the pitch.
And the thing about Noriko is that I think a lot of this game was just him trying to pass, and his passes just weren't good enough against Team Evo. You can't just play good like he's been doing all so far. You gotta play perfectly, and Noriko has got to put on better passes. That's already a really good start. The Pika! Oh, flying! Noriko back in it as he assists Pika, and a goal that only took him 14 seconds. What a response for 5C. A goal they desperately needed.
We just talked about it. We needed to see Noriko find his mojo again. He needed to find that rhythm and flow, and here it is. Welcome to the grand finals, Noriko, as he dishes off a beautiful pass to Pika. He's going to find it. He almost finds another one just high off the crossbar. Noriko, late challenge to the net. Nitsua picks it up, needs it cleared. Pinch off the sidewall, sent it to the midfield. Pika's up early. Here comes Noriko. Shot to the net. They pull 2. Red Snow, he's got an opportunity, and he's going to find it to the inside post. Just under not 1 but 2 defenders. A well-timed and a well-placed shot from Red Snow, and they have a 2-point lead here early on.
The last see on the end of that shot is Red Snow. He will place it where he needs to. And Team Evo, Again, you can have Noriko shoot on you, you can have Pika shoot on you, but you definitely don't want Red Snow shooting on you. And that's kind of the reason why, again, he's not only just a good defender, he's a good attacker too. There's a reason why he's one of those top players of the season, one of those MVP candidates that you'll be seeing at the end of this, whether or not he actually is the MVP here for the regular season or even for the playoffs, as awards will be right after this series. 5CE needed to kind of get a quick start back into Game 3, and this is a huge statement here. Team Evo, I mean, Game 2 was great for them. Game 3, oh, that's a huge mistake though, Enzo! That's a gift. You don't get it doesn't get much easier than that for Team Evo.
Man, oh man, the mistake into the corner. And honestly, a good 50 there from Enzo. I mean, he beats the player, gets the touch, it wraps around, and I don't think that backside, I don't think Pico was realizing how strong of a roll that was going to take, and right up and over him, and a good read from Enzo to bring him within one. We talked about being able to shake off these mistakes, having that solid mentality, and we're seeing it so far from Team Evo. They're being able to kind of stand toe-to-toe with these guys, and this is exactly what we needed to see all season long, is somebody to step up to the plate, somebody to enter into the batter's box and be able to send them yard. And right now, Team Evo doing exactly that. And a strong performance as they are now trailing just one. Putting some pressure on, a lot of offense here right now. Enzo bumped off. It looked like he might have been bumped off from a teammate, whether that was due to a bump from the opponents or not, but a misfortune on the offensive side of the pitch. They still are on the attack, though. 5CE needs a clear. Nizzle looking for a center. Get some help from Mitsuya off the backboard. Red Snow. Nice touch off the backboard to kind of get it cleared out to midfield. But, man, oh, man, Sporty. Team Evo is not giving them any breathing room. And they are shutting down the midfield line. And if I'm Team Evo, that's where it starts to beat these guys. And my, oh, my, a 2-point swing. Here we go.
TV. I'm sure a lot of people now not underestimating these guys anymore. There's a reason they're here. There's a reason they're playing this well. An assist from Mitsuya finds Enzo and he smashes that one home. Team Evo from 2 goals down have now tied it up to an all-square game. And here comes Pika off the kickoff to the top right. Catch Team Evo dead to rights. The lead back to 5C. It only took one shot.
Man, oh man. During the regular season, I mean, it was a lot of Noriko. Noriko this, Noriko that, and Pika said, you know what, it's my time to shine. We're in the grand finals. Welcome to the Tsunami Cup, Team Evo, as he answers back very quickly for 5C. Now up 1, and again, we're just inside the halfway point. And we talk about all the time, just because that first half didn't go your way, and you're only trailing 1 at that, doesn't mean the second half can't favor yours. They've just got to be able to stay challenging these guys. And man, oh man, Sporty, this is turning out to be something exciting. And I've been waiting for it all season, but Noriko's going to get a soft tap on the far side. What a play and what a read from Pika.
5CE, they haven't gone all that physical all season long. They're not a team known to try to get in the face of their opponents and remove them from the play. Well, Red Snow trying it out a little bit there, and we're seeing it work as 5CE now lead by 2. And, well, as you mentioned again, a goal there. And I was also going to talk a lot about Pika and just how, you know, a lot of people, I remember hearing during the season, a player in the Tsunami Cup mentioning, hey, well, Pika, oh, he's not that good. He got top 100 in freeze, but everybody can do that. Pika, I think he didn't hear that message, but, you know, I think, you know, whatever that message is, it carried over to him. He's got to say, oh, but so does Noriko. A sniper shot from midfield.
And this is the transition offense you have to be cognizant of at all times when you play 5th quarter. The read from Red Snow sees his teammate on the sidewall, a beautiful outlet pass, and it gets put home. A beautiful play here for 5C, and they're already striking it here quickly off the backboard. Red Snow looking for a teammate. He's going to find Pika, and that one's not going to develop. Now he's got an opportunity. 50, the waterfall out in front. Noriko wants to put it away, and Enzo off the back wall of the net, and that one's going to be saved and pushed back the other way. Team Evo, man, oh man, every time we see somebody answer back, and we need to see a quick answer, Sporty, we get one. And Team Evo trying to stay toe-to-toe with these guys. They needed a quick answer. 1:17 on the clock. They're trailing 2. Man, oh man, are they trying to put it to them here in game number 3.
If you didn't see in that play, the reason that goal goes in is he bumped that last defender. He opened that net, and 5CE, I mean, they were going to save that pretty easily if they didn't have Enzo waiting there to take him away. Now Nitsa, mistake, open, it's Pika to score! A hat trick for Pika! 5CE keep themselves 3 steps ahead.
Man, oh man, you cannot leave it sitting in the box like that. Pika's gonna punish you for that one, and now a 3-point lead and 60 seconds on the clock. They're trailing 3, and we talked about it before. This is where you need just about perfection. They've got to do it against a very tough squad. Mitsua looking to gather, almost a little of a fake there, and he's gonna need some help. Enzo looking for a clear. He's gonna find it now to the sidewall. Enzo, he's got some wiggle room. To the backboard, broken up by Pika into the corner. 5C looking for a clear. Red Snow's up early, and a beautiful early challenge at that as he shuts down Enzo. Man, oh man, I don't know how he saw that one coming, but Red Snow shut that one down with ease with an early challenge, and now in a sudden turn of events, 5CE back out in front in a dominating way here in game number 3.
For them now in game 3, it's 5CE going back to 5CE, and again Pika, I mentioned how a lot of people didn't have respect for him this season. Well, he's giving you a reason to respect him. What an MVP performance from him. 3 goals, 1 assist, 2 saves. This is Pika's game. 5CE will lead the series 2-1.
Woof. Welcome to the grand finals, everybody. Welcome to 5CE. If this is the first time you've seen them play, they are out with a strong performance and doing what they do best once again, and that's just steamroll. Once they get going in a big way, and not only are they dominating the field, but they are making do of the ball in the same retrospect. 17 shots on net, over 50% field domination and ball possession. This is exactly what we expect from them. They have been doing this all season long, and Team Evo, they're getting into the batter's box, Sporty. You know, they're hitting some solid ones out into the outfield, man, but they've got to be able to crank them. They need some home runs. What do you think they need to do? What do we need to see from Team Evo right now to kind of answer back? I mean, they've got, in my opinion, they've got to stick with these guys. A win here is going to set them up, and it's for a lot of success down the road, and a loss here could set them up for some trouble.
You know, the plan for them to just do what worked for them before. They got to shut down Noriko, and he gets himself into great plays to help his teammates. There's no stopping this team. 3 assists, 2 goals. Noriko, just again, if Pika didn't have that game, Noriko would have been MVP. That's the thing about this team. Again, Pika took over, but Noriko had another incredible performance. And again, that's what they got to focus on here for Team Evo. They got to shut down Noriko whatever way possible. You got to get in the way of Noriko and prevent him from doing what he does so well. Or else you might be forced to use that, timeout early. Noriko is just playing too well.
Off the ceiling, off the kickoff, and a beautiful dime dropped off at the front doorstep. I mean, he knocked on the door. They opened it up like trick-or-treaters coming for some candy, and they stole the whole bag. 5CE off to a strong start. Pika, the flip reset, doesn't use it. Nice challenge here from Nizzle. Now out to midfield. Good 50 win. Enzo's got some breathing room off a demo from Mitsua on the back line, but a big clear here from Pika. 5CE trying to open up and get back to what they do best, and that's steamroll, ladies and gentlemen. Here it comes, the flick over the last remaining defender. It takes a couple of bounces, but it finds its way through. And Red Snow with a beautiful touch.
That's them. Flick over, he knows where to place those every single time. And it's off the bar. It may have been quite a dramatic goal, but it's one that 5C don't mind. They'll take any goal they can get, Team Evo. And we give them a tough time this series, and we're going to make sure they try to use more work as Red Snow. Oh, a pass out to Noriko off that corner. Noriko can't get the second, but he tries to leave it in front. Bump on Enzo. Pika. Oh, he didn't go for the head. He goes for the corner instead. Sets up Red Snow, and that near shot will be kept away by Nizzle. An interesting decision from Pika, not to shoot there, instead to let Team Evo get back and try to set up his team with an assist. And Team Evo gonna make them pay for that, as here comes Pika. Noriko, light touch, will go straight to Nizzle. Team Evo. And again, I said they need to shut down Noriko. Well, they haven't done that already. Noriko's already at 2 assists.
And doing what he does best, man. I mean, he is the playmaker for this team. He is that point guard. He is paying attention to where his teammates are at, and he's got a crazy court vision. And if you are not paying attention, you're going to find yourself in a heap of trouble. Nice touch here from Nizzle out midfield. Looking for a center. A little late on the challenge from Enzo. And this one's going to go back the other way. The quick strike off the back wall. And a beautiful touch there from Enzo. It looked like that one was going to be an easy walk in the park. And he shuts it down from behind. The flip reset pass. And there's those mechanics, Sporty. Red Snow just able to kind of use those flip resets in a different way. And he used it to set up a beautiful passing play.
Yeah, okay, I thought that was going to go in. Noriko just had an insane redirect, but it still doesn't work. 5C laying the law here against Team Evo. Evo, how are they going to break through this? How are they going to get a chance? Where it comes from Nizzle. Got everybody to jump there from 5C, but that pinch will get past Enzo as he pushed up high, trying to predict that one early, knowing what 5C can do and knowing how quickly they can react. Now, oh, Enzo, that's a bad touch, but fortunately Nitsua is there and waiting, and 5C will look for the clear. Miss from Red Snow. Pika up next. Wants this one clear, but he will only be able to get it as far as Nizzle. And Team Evo from the midfield. What can they make? Dunk in front. Here comes Noriko. What a beat there. 5CE. Starting to use that pace more in this series. And it's really helping them. As that's a pass from Pika. Red Snow from point blank range. He's not missing that one. It's free up for Fifth Corner Esports.
Oh man, they are laying asphalt like it's getting set up for a citywide highway. My, oh my, they are just rolling. And this is what 5CE does. You've got to find a way to slow these guys down. And we saw that from Team Evo. We saw moments where they're challenging early. They're getting in these passing lanes, and they've kind of fallen back from that. And it's a hard pace to keep with. And if they could get back to that, we could start seeing Team Evo's kind of start getting back to that winning formula. We've seen them take a game. We've seen them go toe-to-toe, and you can't lay off that energy. You have to match it. You have to stick with it in order to take down these guys. I mean, they don't call them the Demon Squad for nothing. These guys know how to play consistent Rocket League, and you've got to match that. And so far, this might be the most competitive we've seen anybody kind of hand these guys all season long. Off the crossbar, and that one played to the side by Nizzle. Now to midfield. Early challenge for a Pika. And that one's going to go into the corner for a moment. It looked like that one might have been on target. It does go a little wide. Enzo desperately looking for a clear. He's going to find it, but to nobody. That one's going to get turned over. And 5CE now gathering and starting their offensive push. Here comes 5CE yet again.
That one kept out by Enzo, who is just trying desperately to get his team back in it. He's already got 3 saves. Nizzle has 2, and yet Evo have nothing to show. 5CE, shot number 14. They are now running everything here in Game 4.
This is no longer a sprint. It is an absolute marathon for Team Evo. A loss here is going to put them in must-win territory. They desperately need to find some momentum, and they need to find it in a big way. And we've seen it, man. Call that timeout. Find out how to challenge these passing lanes, because right now they just can't seem to find them. Pika throws a big booming play up to Red Snow, the center, over to his teammate. Pika to the low-key Sting Bin shot, and that one's going to give him a 5-point lead.
Fifth Corner Esports in total domination. I would be surprised Team Evo don't call a timeout after this. I mean, this is the kind of game where a timeout is necessary. That's why we have timeouts here in the first place. It allows teams to bounce back from losses like this, because, I mean, it's only getting worse. Red Snow almost made a 6. Pika stopped by Nizzle, but it won't do anything here for Team Evo. It might prevent a 6th goal, but it won't prevent the outcome. And that's going to be Fifth Corner Esports on match point. 30 seconds left, but it's already kind of determined. You're not going to come back 5 goals in this amount of time. Fifth Corner Esports just in a absolute just gonna free run. It feels like they just don't mind whatever's happening. They're playing just whatever is fun for them at this point. They know this game is over. They know that they're leading the series, and for Team Evo now, they've got to win 3 straight. No matter which way you look at it, it's going to be a tough task for them, but they can do it. As this ball will eventually hit the ground, the question now is, Team Evo, will they call a tactical timeout?
This is for all the marbles. There it is. I believe I'm assuming TO's timeout.
And they're calling a timeout. Enzo immediately said in chat, timeout. They're going to take that extra minute. I'm not surprised. TommyBuckets. I think that's the right decision here.
Just take a breather. You've been able to take some games, but you're in must-win territory at this point. Nothing else matters. Everything you've done all season long, your Cinderella story is on the line. You're in that last chapter. It looks like he also is asking for a server reset. I mean, that's what I would do. If you're looking to slow these guys down, take a breather, talk things over, find out how to challenge these guys, how to slow things down, and get back to that. Get back to what we saw in game number 2. They look strong, Sporty, but they've got to get back to that. They just have struggled to really fill those passing lanes. They did it so strong opening in this series, and as this series has gone on, 5CE is just, I don't know if they're reaching deeper into their playbook or what, man, but they're just finding more and more ways to make it work.
Yeah, and again, they have about a minute left to continue talking through this thing. 5CE, again, they're not going to make any change to that playstyle. It's working pretty well for them. Noriko is just the center of this team right now, and that is, not even truthful, I feel like, to say he's the center of this team, because everybody's having their moments, but Noriko, again, if you had to pick a timeout player, I think he's the one to choose here. He's just been, and what's crazy about Noriko as well, is that he's shooting really well. He's not known to be the guy who scores a ton of goals. He's usually the one who doesn't score a lot of goals for his team. It's usually his teammates that, and yet, tonight, something changed, Noriko, something clicked. He wanted this grand finals that badly to now go to another game, a 5th game, a game that has so much importance for these guys. We still got about a minute left here before we have to, call the end of this. Again, that timeout coming to close. As I actually set the wrong map, Tommy. We're gonna have to, one sec. I set the wrong map. I don't know why I said it that way. But again, that timeout, it has ended. Let's get, as soon as these guys join back in, we're getting this game restarted again. We're going into game 5 here on Urban Central, a fun little map, I think, for game 5. And maybe this is the map that things can change here for Team Evo.
Yeah, they need to find something. And like I said, I liked what I saw from them early on. I liked what I saw from them in game 2. They were filling these passing lanes, and they've got to find that. They have to. Against a team like 5C, they're not going to allow the small mistakes like you're going to get from some other teams. They play consistent Rocket League, and that's what makes them so scary. That's why they're undefeated. That's why they're here, and that is what they do. You have to be able to figure that out, and as long as they can do so, it's going to be a big performance for 5C, and they could end things on Urban Central. Team Evo looking to kind of put the nail, try to throw a nail, throw something, throw some chains down the stairs. They've got to find something to find some breathing room right now, because it's all or nothing. Everything is on the line, and like I said, Tommy B, I want to see a Game 7. I know if you're 5CE, listen, I know that if you're a player, you don't want to be involved in that type of predicament, but Tommy B likes to see it, man. I'd like to see a little bit of performance here from Team Evo. I'd like to see him kind of bounce back, find the rhythm and flow, and really get back to that form we saw early on in the series, because right now, it has just been everything 5C.
Yeah, 5C is controlled. Maybe that tactical timeout will help Team Evo here. But reminder, 5th Corner Esports still have players, and that means that if things do go wrong for them, which Team Evo hope they do, 5th Corner Esports will have that timeout available. Again, a lot of teams, it's a strategical thing to not use a timeout first. You gotta save it for later, because you then have that upper hand. Well, for Team Evo, they have their hand forced here. 5CE have really put the pressure on them now to perform, because Team Evo knows, and all of you know, that all it takes is one game, and 5CE are champions.
Yeah, that's the hard part, is even if Team Evo answer back here, they've got to do it again and again. I mean, that is going to be a tough road. I mean, it was a hill to climb. It was David versus Goliath coming into this match, and it's the biggest David versus Goliath to shut these guys down as Red Snow buries a 50 in front of the box, and they're off to a strong start.
Could not believe he actually got back to that one. Red Snow never giving up. And that is just the mentality of 5C. Just continue to push, continue to force Team Evo into these situations that they cannot react to. And Fifth Corner Esports up by 1, and this is not the start Evo wants. Here comes Red Snow, trying to get the fake on Enzo. Left in front, but Noriko won't be able to challenge Team Evo. We'll get this one clear with Nitsua. Now flick downfield. Red Snow to the corner, but a miss from Noriko. Here comes Nizzle. That's on. Saved by Red Snow. Noriko, awkward. Nitsua to take it. Pika's kept it away. Team Evo attacking that nets, but they haven't found the shot yet that will work for them.
I'm a defensive guy. I love to see those saves, and Rocket League doesn't give Red Snow that save. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. A remarkable shot on net goes wide, and it doesn't get recorded, but it doesn't matter as they take a 2-point lead. Pika sends it into the corner, gets a beautiful corner read to himself, sends it to that far side post, and that one's going to land. And they're doing what they do best once again. And Team Evo, they've got a lock and load right now. It's all splash, no wake, and 5C lives up to that exactly. They're going to pressure you no matter what the score line is, and Team Evo need everything right now.
Yeah, and what's incredible about what Evo's doing is they've actually shut down Noriko very well. Noriko only has one shot to his name, and yet it's Red Snow and Pika who are finding their own place without Noriko, and that is making the difference. As Noriko, what a clear from Evo, boom it downfield, just looking to get anything, but 5C haven't really made that many mistakes yet, and I don't think Team Evo can rely on mistakes happening. They've got to make this play themselves as Nitsua cleared away. Enzo, last back, sends it down the field. Noriko, back up, Nizzle. Ooh, that's a redirect right to Nitsua. Red Snow's beat, but no one's there for Team Evo, and again, it just results in a clear that goes all the way to the blue side, where 5C will clear it out, but that's a mistake. Enzo, Noriko's keeping it away, and Team Evo won't get another chance. They've got to search for more, and they've really got to search for ball possession. They haven't had enough of it as Nitsua, double commit on the line. Nizzle, pass down, looking for Enzo. How Red Snow got that, I will not know. He got that first touch. Team Evo continuously denied out of their goal, and at some point, it's going to get really tough for them. It's going to get really infuriating, but they cannot let their emotions get the better of them. There's still 2 minutes left, and all they need is 2 goals to keep things going.
And oh my goodness, Red Snow almost buries that one, but it doesn't favor him on the bounce. His old midfield, he's got some wiggle room. Red Snow there on a late challenge does pan out for 5C. Demo on the backside, now into the corner. Red Snow fights through it, and he's got no boost, but Team Evo doesn't realize it. And no one challenges, and 5C benefits fairly strongly from that one. Is Team Evo need to be the team at this point in time. They have to be setting the pace. They have to be the team really making the moves as Nizzle wins the pancake off the back wall and almost sets up a beautiful passing opportunity for his teammate. Defense does prevail, and that's something that you don't get to talk about, or it just gets foreshadowed a little bit for 5C. Is their offense is so amazing, man. They're incredible at finding each other. The passing lanes are remarkable, but something that makes them outstanding is Team Evo has put quite a few insane shots on net, and they haven't landed. 5C has found a way to keep them out of the net time and time again, and that's really what does it for them. Is they can score, but on the flip side, people can't score on them. And if you can't get scored on at the end of the day, that's how you get your victories.
5C at this point, just trying to make sure they hold things out. It's the final minutes, and Team Evo desperately in need of a goal. Their championship, that crown waiting for those who want it. And right now, 5C only 30 seconds away, just looking to hold Team Evo back more and more. Red Snow through the midfield. That's going to the back wall. Noriko will get that touch, slowing Team Evo down. Nizzle challenged by Pika. Red Snow wants it infield, but Enzo will be first to it. And Team Evo just trying to dribble this one away, but it is 5C who challenge it and shut him down. Pika with a big clear. Enzo keeping it up. Team Evo need a chance here. They need it now, but the time will tick down and end. It's over. It's over. 5C are champions. All they needed was 5 games. Team Evo are going to have to settle a second place because Fifth Corner Esports, undefeated, unbelievable action, and they deserve this. The trophy is theirs.
Man, oh man, Sporty. We've been saying it from the beginning. 5C was going to be a force to reckon with, and we're seeing it here. I mean, they are on an absolute terror here in season 4, and they do so again here in the grand finals as they take it in 5. A beautiful performance for Fifth Corner Esports. And man, oh man, what a performance. And it really seemed like everybody kind of stepped up for these guys. I mean, it was one game, then the next, and then the next, and every single one of these guys, it seemed like we were saying their name at some point in this series, which is huge to have, man. To be able to have that type of capabilities is really what makes a lot of teams so successful.
Fifth Corner Esports, again, they have been undefeated for a reason. They come into this and they do what they did in the semifinals. They just a dominant performance. They play their style and they play it so incredibly well. Fifth Corner Esports, a definitely deserved win. As see, I love your chat. Bring a chat. When season 5, Tom, I believe it is in January.
Yes. For anybody that doesn't know, we do give the holidays off, let people get time with their families. You know, people are traveling for Thanksgiving, Christmas, all those good things. School's out for a lot of that as well. So we like to make sure you guys get a breather, and we will be back prompt too. But don't worry, man. We're going to possibly be having an all-star situation going on. I'm talking some things over. We might be having like a little bit of a, more like the NBA, where we might have like a little hoops thing going on. We might have some 1v1 show matches. Also have our traditional all-star game. So I'm pretty excited to bring something spicy to keep the competitiveness going through the holidays. But for the most part, I want to make sure everyone gets some time with their family. Make sure these casters do as well. Get a little bit of a break and are able to kind of spend some free time.
Yeah, and again, you guys, I'm sure excited for season 5, and again, I'm also sure you guys are excited for the MVP awards, but those will come soon. Right now, we're gonna go and chat. We have 5CE joining us here. Pika, Red Snow, and Noriko. What a win! What a matchup! You guys are now champions, and you gotta tell me how this feels here, Noriko.
It feels amazing. I couldn't have done it without Red and Pika.
That's what we're talking about, man. And did you guys see yourself here? Did you see Team Evo put up a bigger fight? I know that you guys talked about wanting to play Enzo. He battled through. He wrote that Cinderella story and met you guys in the grand finals. I mean, was it what you expected? Were there any wrenches thrown in, or did it kind of go as you guys expected?
I think that team specifically definitely played pretty well. Like, we had to just try our best, calm and do what we had to do. But they definitely put a good fight in, for sure.
And I'm sure again coming from you guys at the top of the season and really the team do have to play against, to have to beat, and again, Red Snow, as you mentioned, a tough team, but hey, you take it there, you really make it count. And of course, again, also joining us here, Pika, man, step up performance. I remember hearing during the season, a lot of people counted you out, said, well, no, he's the weakest link of this team. Oh yeah, I think you're proven there are no weak links. You are as good as everybody else on this team. Again, I know you didn't hear those comments, but hearing them now and knowing that you proved yourself and you proved the haters wrong, is there anything you say about that?
I proved them wrong, I guess. I didn't hear anything about that, but I guess I proved them wrong. I'm kind of glad about that. And I'm just feeling pretty good right now.
It's exciting to see you guys come out. And now I got another question, Pika. It's the first time we've seen it. Back-to-back champions. You were on the field for both moments. Does that mean anything for you? Our first ever back-to-back champion. And, this does gotta give a shout out to Kobog and Calf. They are on the roster, but as somebody who's been on the field in these games, does it mean anything special to you to know that you could do it over and over again?
Yes, I feel incredibly happy. I feel actually really happy. Doing it back to back just feels really nice. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, and again, you guys are champions. I mean, I assume we're going to be seeing you guys next season as well. Again, it's been a crazy season, a season where you guys have been untested. I know next season everybody's going to be looking at you guys during the offseason, doing their kind of replay reviews, doing their little research. Again, next season, I assume we're going to see you guys again as, Pika I'm going to go with Red Snow because we've only asked you one question. We'll ask you another one here. Red Snow, again, you guys had an insane season here. What are you guys going to do when you come back next season?
We're going to win again and again. And maybe one more time.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I love to hear that. You know how we like to end things here, man. Any closing final thoughts, man? Anything you want to say as this season has now come to a close? You've done the unthinkable. You've had the undefeated season. You've got some players as back-to-back champions. What did this season mean for you guys? How does it feel? I want to hear these final words from you guys to everybody here in RLSS.
It definitely feels good playing in the league because it's my first season, and like everyone's just awesome. Like the casters are awesome. Like you guys are building this really really cool season thing that a lot of people are getting interested in. So like it's just a really good community to play in.
And I would also like to say GG's to everyone, and thank you for hosting this for us. It was very fun season.
Well, hold your shoutouts there, Pika. We're gonna make sure you all get a chance to do it. Actually, you know what? Since you've already started, let's start with you, Pika. Why not? You're already starting. Before I even asked you, you have any shoutouts here to kind of end off your season? It's a long season. There's been a lot of moments. Anybody you want to talk about? Any moments you want to say? Any final words here for season 4?
Just shout out to everyone who played in this. Shout out to Cole Bob, Calf, the usual, Kuro, and that's about it for me.
Well, Tommy's not here. All right, then. Well, again, Tommy, I think that was your cue.
Red, what do we have next, man? What do you got to say? Any final words?
Yeah, just like shout out to the whole team for making the game just fun in general. Like sometimes Rocket League can be weird with all the scrims and stuff, but it's fun to have people that genuinely just want to have a good time. And
Yeah, shout out to
also-
Red and Matt as well. Being
Yeah.
awesome teammates. Awesome teammates, man.
Yeah.
You guys have had an insane finals, but we can only have one MVP. Noriko, congratulations, you are our finals MVP. Again, now
Let's
kind of
go.
having that extra role on top. I mean, you've had an insane season, and you do it again in the grand finals, in the entirety of the playoffs. A big win, and obviously you get to end things out. Do you have any shoutouts, any words that you want to say?
I most want to shout out Pika and Calf, or yeah, and Red, because if
And
I
Red.
weren't with them, this wouldn't have happened because it would have such a fun season. I enjoyed my time here. Thank you guys as well for hosting it.
Of course,
Well,
man.
well,
It's a
well.
pleasure to have you guys here, man. It's always exciting to be able to have talent here and to know that you guys are enjoying it and wanting to come back time and time again is a pleasure. And to hear that you guys are going to win it over and over and over again tells me that we'll see you for season 5. So I love to hear it.
Again, congratulations on your win here. Being now Tsunami Cup champions again. What a season you guys have had. Again, congratulations. I cannot say it enough. You guys have had an incredible time. Thank you so much for joining us. Have an amazing rest of the night. We got to make sure we get over to announce the rest of the awards.
Thank you guys.
Yes,
Sounds good.
absolutely.
Thank you guys so
Have a
much for
good
having
one.
us. Yep. Have a good one.
All right, Sporty. Any closing words from you, man, before we get into this? How did the season plan out for you? What do you think of some of the playoff matches that you get? Kind of run me through how you're feeling as we come to the close of season 4.
Well, it's been an incredible season. This is, I think, the season I've been the most involved in. And again, I'm one of the OGs. I've been here since season 1. I think this is the season I have been the most involved in as of yet for the RLSS. And I expect more from me coming into season 5. This is only the beginning of the RLSS. And, well, when we come to a new season, it's going to be a completely new feeling. We're going to have completely new teams, a lot of returning, a lot of new people coming in. It's going to be an incredible time. I can't wait for season 5. Can we just, start it, tomorrow? Tommy, can we just start season 5? I don't care. I want to see it, but again, we'll have to wait a little bit. We're gonna have a couple months off before we come back. But man, what a season it's been. Again, thank you so much for running this, Tommy. It's been a blast, kind of being there with you, watching this league grow with you, and again to see just this kind of success. I hope that we see more of it in season 5 because it's been an incredible time.
I appreciate it, man, and it's been awesome that you've been here this long, dude. We met a while back, man. It seems like forever ago now, and you've kind of you believed in what was my dream at the time, and now here we are, and things are on another level, man. And I'm excited to have you here. I'm glad you're enjoying your time, and I look forward to seeing you in the future, man. I see you doing big things, on and off of RLSS, and it's super exciting to. A lot of the casters that are involved here are kind of leveling up. We're seeing people getting involved in some big stuff. So it's exciting to see a lot of that happening. And I hope that at the end of it, this goes not only for players, but for casters, for anybody, for managers, whoever it is that's a part of RLSS. the goal here is love, support, and positivity, man. I want to get people to the next level, and the moment that that can happen, the moment that somebody can get themselves to the next level and look back and know that RLSS was a part of that growth, is going to be the world for me, man. That's what I want stamped on my tombstone at the end of all this, dude. It's RLSS was there for some major growth for a lot of people. And if I could be that for anybody, whether it's yourself, any other caster, any other player, no matter what you're doing in RLSS, I got a lot of love for everybody involved. So I appreciate you being here through thick and thin.
Well, again, thank you so much for having me. And again, thank you all so much for watching. Again, stick around, though. The awards, including your seasonal MVPs and all the other stats, including a retelling of your playoff MVPs, will be coming up right after this next quick little break.
All right. We will see you all in a brief moment.